very recently I played the Division 2 open beta, and I decided that I was going to give you guys my first opinions on it, my first impressions, and all that, just explain what my thoughts are on the game, and whether or not I think it's a good buy, and pretty much just break down what I think you should and what you shouldn't be doing in the game, and some improvements they made, some things that they need to fix, and some things that were worse than the last game, and yeah, let's get right into this. That took a bit. The Division 2 has a very vast and open land, so sometimes I found it really hard to navigate, and I mean really hard to navigate around the map. Sometimes I'd place markers on things, and the game would sometimes, and very rarely, get confused with what it was putting it on. Guns. Guns in this game were something I had a big problem with in the first game. And by a big problem with, I mean a big problem with. They had really spongy controls, they didn't sound right, and this would leave a lot of gamers, and I mean a lot of gamers, mad. So the fact that they fixed this up, gave proper gun sounds to the guns, and actually made them less spongy was a lot better, and it kind of made me enjoy the open beta a lot more. Now, needless to say, there was still some bugs with the guns, and as you can see in this gameplay, not all of it seems completely accurate, and just the slightest bit spongy. But I had quite a bit of fun with it regardless, and I think it's something that they don't even need to put that much time into, They can improve it in, well, really just a snap, and it's nothing that I really see players having too much of a problem with in the future. Looting. Looting was never really at all a problem in this game. It's actually better than a lot of the dynamics in other games with looting. I mean, Anthem very recently came out, and that's a loot game, but this one really helps that dynamic, and I think that it will work really good in future games. That is, if we get another Division. Sadly, the Division is the only, well, other than Destiny, the only real good looting system. Halo had some good looting systems in their online play in number 5, but that's not what we're talking about. Well, this one had really, and I mean really good looting systems. It felt a lot more smoother than the last game. They fixed a lot of the gun sounds and a lot of the shop things when you were looting. You got to test out some guns in the private beta, but of course, considering I'm not a private beta tester or user, I really couldn't get to see that. Even though if you do want to get some more insight on the private beta, you should check out the Russian Badger. Link to his channel will most likely be in the description. But at the moment, I really don't think they need to improve anything with the looting system, and it's a great addition to the game. In-game interactions. In-game interactions is really, and I mean really, a problem in the last one. Oftentimes in the Division and the first one, I'd find that my teammates wouldn't do anything. The deer, if you even just shot at them, nothing would happen to them. Sometimes they wouldn't even run. But with this game, the AI is improved a lot, and I mean like a lot better. I really had no problems with the AI, and they don't need to be improved really at all. The last time I can remember having a problem with the AI was in a clip that you might see later on when I'm recording, where this guy was stuck inside the wall almost and was bouncing up and down, and it was impossible to hit him, and it actually made me lose a bit of health. But other than that, I really don't have much of a problem with the AI in this game. Now, needless to say, of course, again, there is some more problem with the AI and the mission system with the AI. Sometimes they'll mess up their words, which makes no sense to me for some reason, but I really am not here to hate on that. I think that since this is the open beta, they're allowed to make, some poor decisions with it, and they can fix them in the really near future, considering this game is coming out in April, I believe. So I'm really excited for this game, and it's a lot better with the AI, so I think I can enjoy it a lot more.
If it's your first time inside the safe area, please familiarize yourself with the rules and regulations.
Swapping and upgrading. Swapping and upgrading can be a bit confusing in this game. Well, at least for me in the beginning. I know a lot of streamers and a lot of people that played this game at first literally had no problem with this whatsoever, but it's something I had a bit of a struggle with in this game. Not saying that it's something that they absolutely need to improve at the moment, considering I think it is just me, but I really did have just the slightest bit of a problem with it, and I think it's something they can improve in the near future, but at the moment, I think it's fine. So I'll give it a pass for now. Story and gameplay. Well, I guess I really should have just, done this in the beginning, but I guess I'll do it now, considering I haven't told you guys really yet. But pretty much, the story takes place 2 years after the original, and things have cleared up a little bit. But the only problem is there's been a new, team looting gang team that's been rising recently, and a lot of the division is having trouble containing them. They've raided 5 of their recon bases, and there's only 4 left. You, as a team, and as other division members, must take back your base and liberate some of theirs. Now, I personally think this is a great story, but with an open world game as big as this, I really don't think that it should be cut so short. Maybe if the division was more of a short story game and maybe more of a puzzle game, almost like Uncharted, it would be a lot better. But at the moment, I really don't think that this story will hold up for that long. I mean, you can only go so long with this broken world, and the fact that they haven't replenished some of the city, actually I find really strange, and it's kind of just a broken story. I mean, that's what a lot of people had a problem with in the original Division, and I'm not saying that this is, like everybody's opinion. You can have your own opinions on the story too. I personally like this story, I just think it has some plot holes. But a lot of people do have a problem with this, and it is something that they can fix. Needless to say, though, the gameplay in this game, it's the exact same mechanics, which, I mean, what were you expecting? The Division really can't do much else with their mechanics, and really all they can offer that's new is less spongy controls, a bit of a new story point, some new characters, some old characters from the last game, some Easter eggs, and some fun gameplay. So I guess we should be happy for what we got in this beta, and hope that there's a lot more in the future. But at the moment, the story is not that intriguing for me, but hey, that's just me. Directions and map exploits. Now, I mentioned this in the very beginning of the video. Sometimes I'll wander into the wrong area and I'll have a big problem with that. I'll duck under cover, and then somebody will throw a grenade, blow me out of my cover, and sometimes it's my teammate, which really, really pisses me off. I mean, I'm not saying that it's an absolutely horrible thing, but it's something that they haven't really improved yet. I'd love for it to be improved in the future, but at the moment, maybe I should just, up my sights. Also, shield enemies in this game, as you can see, are really easy. Maybe give them a little bit more of a challenge, and maybe then I'll agree with it a little bit more. At the moment, I've come up on about, and I mean about, how much hours now? I'll check my game files, but pretty much I've come up on about what I think is 30 hours of the Division 2 beta, which is a lot of hours, and I probably shouldn't have played that long now that I think about it, but it's fine. Also, it really did help with my impressions on this game, and yeah, the directioning and just all of that stuff, it's a bit of a problem for me. So if they don't improve that, then I might actually just reconsider buying this game, but at the moment I think they will improve it, as they've spoken out about it on Twitter and on Instagram. They've talked about it with the live streams, and of course the director of it's been talking about how they're thinking about it. But with a game that's actually had a bit of a trouble past so far, I think it's holding up pretty well. Editing ending it off, we have graphics. Graphics in this game have improved so much in the last one, and the scenery is just really, really great. And I mean, just amazing. As you can see, there's just that dead body there. Yeah, I really had no problem with the scenery. I think it's great scenery, and all out, I don't really have much of a problem with the scenery in this game. The graphics are amazing. The character models don't really have too much of a problem, and yeah, all out, I think that the graphics in this game are great. They don't need to be improved. Maybe just a little bit of touches with the character models, but other than that, it's great. So yeah.
Hostile control point detected.
What are your guys' thoughts on The Division 2? Let me know in the comment section down below. I personally had really, and I mean a lot of fun playing this game. I think that there's not too much that they need to improve of it. I think I gave a fair bit of my opinion on it, and I just wanted to let you know Ubisoft is not paying me to do any good reviews on this, mostly because I'm a bit too small anyway of a channel. Not too many people view this kind of stuff anyway. But I'd like to get my opinion out there, just to let you guys know how I feel about this game. And yeah, also, if you enjoyed, smash that subscribe button and hit that like. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace. I remember this first game. They got rid of like the really spongy controls though.